Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dare to Dream. I'm your host, Graham Williamson, International Intuitive Evidential Medium Psychic. And we are on WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, radio, TV, and podcasts. We're number one internet talk network, and it's Going Bold Wednesday. My show today is a little bit different, defining different energies. Now, I'm no scientist, and I've been an intuitive all my life, medium, psychic, and especially living over in America, in Florida. Energy is so different over here. Now, I was in the Navy from 71 to 86, the Royal Navy. And I loved the Mediterranean. I loved the Atlantic, the North Sea, South. I didn't go Pacific. I stayed on the Atlantic side and Mediterranean. And I used to go to all these different churches to learn about beliefs and all the rest of it. And I felt comfortable wherever I went. If I didn't feel comfortable, I didn't go in or didn't approach, changed my pathway. Because I learned very early on in life that energy is what we are made up of, and we radiate it. And for an example, the human body. You put a magnet behind a piece of paper. The magnet represents our physical bodies inside our skin, our energy. And yet you can put stuff on the outside and it'll go and stick to the magnet. You can see how, especially if you've got iron filings on the magnet, it'll stand up. You see, the energy of the magnet represents us, our body. And our skin is a piece of paper. And our energy goes beyond our skins. It goes out a long way, a lot further than what people think. Because humans are limited, especially when you get older, you've got to wear glasses to see things. But that's with the physical eye. But whatever our minds work with, I say I'm no scientist, our senses, all six senses, are seeing, feeling, hearing, tasting, every aspect of each of those senses is being used subconsciously. And you feel these energies. You can hear somebody's voice and know whether they're happy, sad, or, oh, come on, you want to tell me something else, even if it's a flat voice or a high voice or low, whatever. You pick up something extra. And that is the point that I'm making about defining different energies. Everything in this world is made up of energy. Color, physical, sounds, everything you see behind me and of me is made up of energy. And each energy vibrates at different frequencies. That's why when you walk into a room and you feel comfortable, you stay. If not, you leave. When you hear a voice that sounds, I want to listen to this, you listen. Or you switch off and go away. You see, it's an on or an off aspect. But remember also, energy is electrical. Whichever way you look at it. And energy, electrical energy, works with on and off, power going through, power not going through. And it fluctuates at different frequencies. As I say, I'm no scientist. If any of you are, excuse my layman's terms, but I'm just trying to put a point across. And when those vibrations touch your senses, any one of 6, 7, whatever it is, you respond with your subconscious abilities. I was going to say mind for a minute, but that's thinking. And the body doesn't need to think to react to these energies. The other thing I want to say in more detail is why the energy here in Florida, where I live, is different from being in England. Well, this is a lightning capital of the world, supposedly. But it's a good title for Florida. We get a lot of bad weather, electrical storms, and all the rest of it. And we may have one today. We have one every afternoon during the rainy season, the hurricane season. But you've got to remember, Florida is a bar made up mostly of sand and rocks. And if anybody's been to Florida, you've seen big chunks of coral and chalk on the side of the road, because this is made up of currents of the Atlantic on the east coast, and in the Bay of Mexico you've got the current of Mexico, and they're both doing this, turning, salt water in motion, rubbing against the sand, which, when you think about it, is like a dynamo. I've been in the Navy, as I said, from 71 to 86. I learned about magnetism on warships, especially minesweepers. You can't have a minesweeper that's magnetically charged, because evidently you pass metal through salt water, it builds up a static field, a magnetic static field, and that attracts mines. And so you can't have a warship that attracts mines. You've got to degauss or demagnetize the vessel. And those experiences that I learnt in the Navy helped save lives. One time we were on a minesweeper and we had to go west coast near Glasgow to degauss our minesweeper. And as we were going down the channel, I felt very uncomfortable with something that felt like it was pulling me magnetically. I could feel this energy. And I said to the captain, I said, "There's something wrong over there, that hill, something wrong." And this person who knew me, he went, "What do you mean, chef?" I wasn't a chef, but everybody called me chef. I was a cook, leading cook in the Navy. And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, I can feel this magnetic feeling. It's giving me a headache. It's drawing me." Because remember, you got iron in your blood. Think about it. You got a magnet around you, and it draws those, and it causes pressure. Well, this is what I found out afterwards. So I told him what happened, what I felt, and he said, "Stop ship, tied up, contacted Whitehall." Said, "Has there been any problems on this hill?" I'll go to coordinates. An hour or two later, "Yes." I said, "It needs examining. It's causing my compass bearing problems and electronic problems for anything that's flying over it." It's near Glasgow Airport, not too far away, about 15, 20 miles. And as it turned out, the survey team found out it was mostly made up of iron ore. And indeed, there's had more than half a dozen statements from flyers of electronic anomalies when they flew over this hill. It became a no-go fly zone because of this. Somehow I saved lives. So these energies around are tangible. I've learned to use every sense of my body to help protect me and my family, and to help educate other people as well. When there's an electrical storm around, I'm more heightened, more hyper. That's my wife, she'll tell you. I'm like a 24 cups of coffee in about an hour. I'm whizzing around the room because of this energy. But I've learned to ground myself. Because as the body is a bar magnet, the north, the south, the ground, this energy is flowing through me. It flows through every single one of us. Make no mistake, it flows through every single one of us. Whether you recognize it or not is a different matter. I've learned to listen to my body And when I say listen, it means all the senses. And I'm swallowing a lot because I know Spirit are using me to speak what they want me to pass on. And swallowing is my way of slowing the speech down. Because I do channel a lot of energy. Not all that energy is mine. It is from whatever flows through me. But, as I said, I've been doing this a long time, and I take safeguards. I have a grounding. I have a intent and purpose before I do a show, or whenever I go out to do readings for everyone or meet people. I have to, because I can't go around build up of all this energy and touch somebody. I used to zap people a lot in the forces. I used to be at a club and people would say, "Hey, chef, get them out, go and touch them on the shoulder," because they knew my energy was so strong. I'd touch them because I wasn't grounded, and I built all this static within me. The conditions were ideal. I think it was like a nylon carpet, and I had leather shoes, no, plastic shoes. The soles were plastic. So you rub them on nylon carpet, you can build up a lot of charges. And it was quite funny, really. But you see, that's a different way of energy, dissipating that energy. You've got the lightning, you've got trees, you've got people, you've even got cars and the radio and the TV and all this. Everything's sending out all these different energies. And it's not scary, but it can be. You see, you've got to remember you are electrical. You're going to attract electricity, magnetics, people. You need to earth yourself a lot. Take off your nylon socks, ground yourself on natural fiber. Go outside. In Florida, it's nicer. Put your feet in the ground and walk around for about an hour. Because the static buildup around you needs to find a release. And when you touch something and you're not grounded properly, it's going to zap you. It's going to zap you even more if you're not wearing the right things and you've not grounded yourself. Nature is amazing. We're all created by this force, this whatever you want to call it, the divine energy, light, whatever. I'm not belittling it. I just don't want to put it into a set category. I want you to interpret it your way. But no, my energy has been touching people for a very long time in a positive way. When you're sitting with somebody who's stressed out, what do? Do you pick up their stress in you? Oh, yeah. Or do you ground yourself and help them ground themselves emotionally and physically? I had an incident this morning. Talking to a friend who needed support, and I had to tell her I can't come back and work there anymore because I'm going to be too busy to go to work at this place. And she was stressing out. But by the time I finished, she was laughing, and more at ease, more capable, because she said, the way you talk to people makes them feel comfortable. And that's because of the words I use and the way I express it. The way I'm talking to you now on this channel, on Bold Media. All this electrical appliances, my electrical energy, all the things around me have joined together to be here this moment. Is that coincidental? No. Everything has its set place at a set time. We can call it, it was a lucky guess, or serendipity, or whatever terminology. But I believe that strongly that each of us are here for a purpose that we ourselves have to define for ourselves, not for other people. That comes later. The things that we put across to each other through the media, or through letters, or voice, or whatever way you communicate, even sign. I haven't learned sign yet. All these things have their own energies. You define which one you like to use most and feel comfortable with. That energy is governed from your heart, not your head. If you allow your head, your ego self, to step forward and say, I am, in a negative, it's not going to affect people the way you would like them to be affected. I don't know how to put the words in a set display. I trust my instinct. I trust my guides for that energy to flow through and teach you about your abilities. And you define your different energy and those around you. Remember, if you've got pets, especially dogs, you come home and you're tired, it's the first thing the dog does. You come up and want to sit with you, want to comfort you. And you, just by stroking your dog or cat, calms you down. The animal knows you need that calm or calmness. If I can't ground myself, I come home, I've got one little dog and 4 cats. And I just love laying with them and just stroking them, all of them just next to me, purring away. One flicks his tail in my face. All these things are means of dissipating whatever, and I say the word negative, things that I don't feel comfortable with, or I just need to let go. The animals know, because they can pick up your energy, and they're giving their time, love, and patience with you. Yet you come through the door and you're angry. First thing the dog does, run away, tail between his legs. Oh, I don't want to be near Dad. How do they pick it up? It's because your energy goes beyond your physical body. The way you talk, the way you listen, what you smell, what you taste, what you feel. All these things are important. Each one is different, but they all make a picture together. It's how you are and how you act, how you put across to other people. And it's all part of your energy and theirs. Like-minded people attract. But when you get 2 poles in the magnet, it repels. But you twist the magnet round and it fits perfectly together. You are a biomagnet. When you meet the right person, it joins your energies together. My equation of the mind is 10 parts. We know of 3 parts that we use: the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. So that leaves, in my book, 7 other parts. And because we're electrical energy, what the heck is those other 7 parts doing? And if anybody knows the basic of electricity, it means when you join 2 power sources together, it doesn't add together. It multiplies together. So if you've got 7 parts times 7 parts, that makes 49 parts, not 14. And then you add another 7 parts. 7 times 42, and so it goes on. So the more people that you congregate together that are like-minded, their energy feels comfortable to you. You're multiplying each person's energy with your own. And that's why so many people feel like from a loved one's handed down keepsake from somebody who's passed away. They pick it up and think, oh, I remember everything about this person that used to wear this. That energy is integrated within the object. It's called clairsentience. And mediums can pick up on that. They can define those energies from a simple thing of a ring, a picture, a cloth, whatever object that belongs to somebody. They can pick up that energy and describe what they see, because the energy goes here. And through the heart and the voice, when it's from the heart, the voice can come out clear. So if I said to somebody, let me have that picture, what is it? Looking at it, and I'm going, well. But if I close my eyes and trust what I feel, because what is emanating from that object, I can get a picture of that item or that person that owned it. It's also one of the things I love doing, and I haven't done it for a while, is assisting the police with cold cases. I did one case local. The incident happened many years ago, and all I was shown was an envelope with a picture in it. Couldn't see inside the envelope, of course it's solid. And I looked at it and I described what I felt was from that. And I closed the case. What I felt from that object being photographed inside a sealed envelope helped solve a case. I described where this item was and the situation, what happened, what the police had done at the time, and what they missed. When they went back and looked at the records, they went to the areas I pointed out, and we closed the case. Simple. It is simple, but it sounds difficult. But if you think about it, you wouldn't do it, because that's your self-ego stepping forward saying, I. Don't work. It doesn't work that way. It's from your heart. Your energy receptor is your heart and your soul in balance. It's a body, mind, and spirit. The mind is the ego. Think about it. You see, people put so many words in place of the simple truth. We're all connected. We're all human. Whatever sex, religion, whatever makeup you wish to have or have through no fault of your own. We are all connected by this energy that emanates to every single thing on this earth in some degree or another. Thought can travel faster than the speed of light. People are very slow physically. But when I was dating my good lady 22 odd years ago now, she was here in where I am at the moment in Central Florida, and I was in England. I could pick up her mood swings, her daughter's emotional content. I was picking up so much from each one of them. How? Because that energy, those thoughts, the heart connection brought me here. I don't know how to explain it, but I can explain. I knew their energy connected with love to their mother for the two girls. They were teenagers, just started being teenagers at the time. And the mother and I don't look to each other for our courtship, about all that we are and all that we wish to be and all that we attain to achieve. And we didn't have any barriers because we didn't want barriers, because we've been through barriers of the emotion of self, hold you back. And we'd been hurt so many times, each of us, in our own respective lives. And we said, we're not going to do this anymore. I'm going to be totally open. And she admitted, I like being open. And we don't hide anything from it. But that makes our energy compatible. Like this. We're not like this, me, her, and butting like this. So, oh yeah, when you're together, you're like this. No, we want to be like this. Individual, but joined. And can never. Hi, Bella. And Teresa, welcome. This is what the energy around us is there for us to use constructively. Yes, it can be used negatively. But think about it. If it's negative, that's ego self. If it's positive, it's because you wish to give. You want to give people to uplift them, to make them happier, make yourself happier. I can't understand how I was a drunk and all the rest of it that I went through. And I was miserable. But it taught me a lesson. I couldn't reach people when I was a drunk. I couldn't reach people when I was sad. People didn't want to know me because my energy was all, I'll go away. But since I cleaned myself up, got myself healed a lot better than I was, I'm not perfect. People are drawn to me now because what I'm saying touches their heart rather than their head. For example, Mrs. T and I, we used to work together. Miss Teresa, the one that just came in the caption there. We're two peas in a pod, but we're so different. We have a friendship that goes for many years. And even though we've come from different worlds, we're good friends. And then Bella, she's a very gifted lady as well. And we each have our own belief system, but it's on the positive side, not the negative. And that defines our energies are compatible. I mean, it may not be as tight as my wife and I. I don't want anybody as tight as my wife and I. Close, but not that close. Because my wife is the lady I love. All the others are friends of mine, good friends, CC included. This is what my intent is of my life in Dare to Dream. I don't just dare to dream, I'm living the dream in reality. I've made it a reality. And I always get it wrong. There it is, Dare to Dream. My mum's picture. The energy in that picture alone, it's a dream catcher. She unsold it. The last gift she ever gave me, other than verbal, last physical gift she gave me before she passed. I can go to that picture and I can see my mother in her entirety. The history we've got. And when I see my friend's name coming up, Teresa, Bella, CC, whoever's name comes up, I can link to it. Because their energy is transmitted through this medium of the video and audible. You see, we each interpret those energies the way we see them. Do they affect your heart? Do they make your stomach hurt in a good way or a bad way? Do you get headaches? Do you not? Are you happy, sad, whatever? That energy touches your guts and your heart. They are so different. Each one is different. It makes it an individual energy. When I'm with Teresa, we have a colourful language because I'm ex-Navy and she's a lovely lass. But we could swear without swearing. We use terminology that makes us laugh. I say, I'm no innocent rose. But I've learned to be respectful of other people. And so is my friends. They know where I'm coming from. They know my heart means positive, not negative. Because the energy I give out is positive. And if it's not, I wouldn't be here. It's as simple as that. If my energy was wrong, I would not be able to do this in a positive way. That makes sense to you? I hope it does. Because you have to find out what makes you happy. You have to realize it doesn't matter what other people think of you. Not necessarily. More importantly, it's what you can give to other people. And the more positive you are towards other people, the more it comes back. Because there has to be a balance. The positive to the negative. When people are negative to me, I say, thank you. You just remind me how much I do not want to be like you. When you're positive, yes, I can join in with you. That's how you get friends, for the people that make you feel comfortable. It's defining the different energies around you and putting them into a way that you feel your heart growing, your sense of purpose, of like-minded people. This is what life's about, my friends. And I want you to think about that for a few minutes, because I think we're going to be going to a commercials shortly. And I would like you to think about that. What makes you comfortable with your friends? And if you want to call me or email me, it's amedium77@gmail.com. That's all one word. Or you can call me on Florida, USA, 352-409-1060 and leave a voice message. Because if you don't, I'm not going to respond to it. Because we all know what those crank calls, spam calls are all about. But I'll answer as soon as I can. And I think we're going on this break now.
Hi, I'm John Thomas. I want to share with you a professional products and services directory we call Going Solo Directory. And you need to check this out. If you want exposure to your business or are seeking professional product or services, this directory has it all. And that membership, for the many special features, you get the benefit of a worldwide exposure with a 40-minute video interview on an international business show showcase. All this for just one low annual fee. For more information, contact GoingSoloDirectory.com.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you thought about it. I'm your host of Dare to Dream, Graham Williamson, international intuitive, evidential medium, and psychic. And I'm living in Central Florida, USA. I'm from England, been here over 22 years. And it's because of the energy around us that I've managed to enjoy life a lot more than I ever thought I could, until I met people that made me feel comfortable. I have a lot of people that I've met and guided and helped, but it's not been one way. I've been helped by them. I understand not everybody has an easy life. Not everybody understands who they are, why they're here. But I am sure 99.9% of us would rather be here to enjoy life to the best of each of our abilities. And the only way you can do that is by understanding your energy interacts with other people. And it's the way that energy interacts with other people will either draw them closer to you or push them away. You have a choice here, everyone. You've got the choice. Each moment you open your mouth, move, sit down, whatever. Because your actions have reactions. I went into Walmart today, and the lady was coming back towards me, and she looked really sad. And all I said was, "There you go, have a good day." She stopped, looked at me. "Thank you." Oh, and off she went happy. Now, how difficult is that? I saw a girl I used to work with. She was coming towards me. She said, "Graham, where you been?" And she gave me a hug. "I've been working for my dad now." And she said, "Well," I said, "Look, I'm with Sandy. I've got to go do some shopping." And I said, "Give your dad a hug for us." And she went off. And she said, "Yeah." Now, I'm not perfect, as I said. I have my flaws. My energy is 100% smooth. But it's my energy working the best I can with it. My subconscious, my superconscious, my conscious self, all try and work together. And I said, I don't like the word try, but it's the only way I can use it at the moment. I'm trying to merge them better and better and better together. So there's no one in charge of the other. But if one's in charge, it's called the heart. What makes me happy, Graham, happy? How can I project that happiness and help other people and get the feedback that I'm saying, I did my best there, and I've just got the feedback. When I joke around with Mrs. T or Bella, I get the feedback, and I mean, it's like we've known each other all our lives, each of us, because they know where I'm coming from, they know where my heart is situated, and it's not in a negative. My shows are all about daring to dream, or dare to dream as it should be, on goingboldmedia.com. Going Bold Wednesday. And every one of my shows is different. I can't do the readings that I would like to do at the moment. I'd like people to come into the show as guests and ask a question where I can demonstrate abilities. But at the moment, all I'm concentrating on is educating each of us, because I'm learning, because I play these back and listen to myself talking, thinking, how did I know that stuff? Because it's fed through me. It's automatic. It's intuitive. And as I say, I glean bits of how can I do this better? What did I miss out? What did I screw up? Wow, where did that come from? Because each time I say something, each time I do something, it affects my energy of who I am, Graham. It molds me into what I can be if I work at it, if I keep on working at it, because energy is always changing. You cannot get rid of energy. It changes. And that's the one guarantee I love having, change. It's one guarantee we've got in life, change. Each time you meet somebody, you've got a choice to make their day better or as miserable as yours. But if yours is good, share it. Make them join you. Make them feel comfortable with you. Interact with you. I'd love to have the time to sit down and learn sign language, ASL. I've got people I know that are deaf. I know people that are blind. I'm going slightly deaf due to my time in the forces. But it doesn't stop me communicating. And I hope what I'm sharing today will help you define your different energies. The energies that touch you, that make you feel comfortable or not. Because as a medium, I'm responsible for my own words and actions, as are you, as people. Your energy is defined by your words and actions. I'm legally responsible for my words and actions, as are you. So by defining your energy and knowing which one is doing what and somebody else's and things around you, you can make your life a lot better. You can dare to dream and live your dream in this world, this material world, because you've got a limited time on this earth. And as soon as you realize the more you put into it, the more you get back from it. And this is why my shows are not unscripted. I never consciously think what I'm going to say next. And I've worked like this for a couple of years now. Thankful to Cece for putting up with me. She's my friend. She knows what I mean. And people like Bella and Teresa. I would love a lot more of you to come and say hi, to show that my words are at least reaching somebody. And they're helping you understand your defining different energies, or your definition of your different energies. Because I can only interpret energy around me that affects me the way it does by my experience of those energies. I trust my guts, I trust my heart, and I trust the speech coming from my body. Because I don't want any of you to go through what I went through. If I can make one of you have a happier day, happier life, just by being here sharing this with you, I've achieved one wonderful gift. My energy has touched yours and made your day happier. The world is a big place, but it's been shrunk down by the media. The different ways we can communicate with each other, not the news stuff, but the media. We can be talking to anybody all around the world. I talk to people in England and Canada, Scotland, Ireland, Wales. My two stepdaughters are in Germany, and they're having the time of life with other relatives. And I'm seeing vicariously through their pictures and their comments, places I used to visit when I was over there. And I feel this connection because that energy is coming through me. The happy thoughts is what we all cherish. And yet sometimes we hold on to the negative, the pain. If you're still alive, folks, after you've suffered such pains that hurt your heart, think about this. If your heart's hurting, it's telling you, I want to heal. I'm trying to heal. I'm going to succeed in healing. I need you to change your thought to a positive one, not a negative. Because the heart is one of the most fantastic parts of the human body, human psyche. And as I said before, you have the choice. Now, Going Bold Media and Going Bold Wednesday, what does it mean, going bold? It means, are you prepared to stand up on your own 2 feet and give somebody your time? Time is precious to you, to each of us. Are you prepared to give something to anybody who will listen, see, and experience that which you are sharing with them? I'm bold enough to step up here, record this for you. And I hope you'll join me again, because it will be the 27th. It'll be the 11th of October, my next show, at 6 till 6:45 EST. And I'm your host of Dare to Dream International. I'm so tongue-tied here. Graham Williamson, International Evidential Medium and Psychic. And my show will be at 8. What did she just say? 11th. Thanks, Cece. I'm too tongue-tied. I'm rushing myself. You see, when I'm working with spirit, I don't have a problem. When I'm thinking, I have a problem. But as I say, I'm Dare to Dream, host, Graham Williamson, International Intuitive Evidential Medium and Psychic. If you want to get hold of me, you can do it through my Gmail, amedium77, that's AMEDIUM77 at gmail.com. Or you can call me, America, Florida, 352-409-1060. Please leave a voice message, because if you don't, I won't answer it. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Or you can join me on Facebook. Look for Graham Williamson. You see what I have to put up with? These are my friends. So, thanks, T. I call her Mrs. T. And I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. And thank you for watching and listening. Thanks, Teresa. And thanks, Bella. And thank you, Cece. And thank you.